Jose, can you tell us about your travelling squad? Is Sergio Reguilon likely to be involved, and is Dele Alli likely to make the trip?
Dele Alli, yes, he makes the trip. Sergio, no, he's not even in the UEFA list because we knew that he couldn't be ready to play this match. So we kept the same list of the previous round, and Sergio not yet.
Hi Jose, does that mean Sergio would be able to play if you go forward, let's say to the third qualifier, if you change the list?
Yeah. In this moment, the list comes match after match. So if we progress for the next match, we can change players in the list.
So Jose, in terms of Dele Alli, how's he responded over the last few days? It clearly seems to be a good response, the fact that he's in the squad tomorrow.
I always told that he will have his opportunities. I always told that no problem at all to have him, and like every other player, performances are very important. So he's coming. He has a chance to play, and will be important for him to perform. Will be important for him and for every other player when a squad becomes competitive in many positions. It's important for every player that is on the pitch to have an answer and to perform.
Go on, James, have one more.
And in terms of Sergio and Gareth joining up with the squad, they're not available to play tomorrow, but how are they bedded in?
No, they look both very happy for different reasons, of course. For Gareth is to be back home, and of course he's showing that he's really, really happy, and he's working hard to try to recover from his injury and to try to be fit as soon as possible. Sergio is in a more advanced stage. I also feel him really happy, really comfortable, speaks very good English, so no problem for him to interact and to come easy to the team. So everything is going well for them. I think we as a whole, as a club, as an organization, we impressed them. They are happy, they are motivated, and the team is waiting for them.
Hi, Jose.
Charlie.
Hey. I just wonder how strange and difficult it is. You were obviously preparing for a game yesterday that didn't happen. How challenging is that for you and your staff?
It was hard. It was hard because we didn't know well what to do. Even during the day when we had a training session, I didn't know if it was a training session with a game or a training session without a game. Was not easy, but we managed to try to find a balance and to keep the players active until the moment we were informed that we were not going to play the game. Hey, Matthew.
Can I just go back to Dele? I mean, when you first came into the club, you made a point of approaching him and making the joke to him about whether it's Dele or his brother, and you've seen from day one to really want to get the best out of Dele. So, and we've seen flashes of it with him under you, but I'm just wondering, do you still believe he can be a real top player, and what does he need to do from here on in?
First of all, I believe that Tottenham is really a special club. My players must be special players, and I must be a special coach, because every club has situations where players are not playing, players are on the bench, players are not selected. And it looks like it's only for us that every time that some player doesn't play or is not selected, it looks like is something that doesn't happen in many other places. So that is my first part of of the answer. The second part is something that we all know. We all know that since Dele arrived from MK Dons, he had ups and downs. He had fabulous periods, and he had also other periods where he disappeared from the top level performances. And with me, it was not different than before. He had moments where he was so good, and he also had moments where he was not so good. And I think this lack of consistency, when it happens in a player, the normal situation when you have other good players for similar positions, is normal that when you are in great form, you play because you deserve, because your production is big for the team. When you are not in a good moment, you don't play, and it's as simple as that. Players, they have to prove on the pitch with their performances. They have to prove how good they are in that specific moment. So tomorrow is selected. No decision yet about starting or being on the bench, but when he's selected, he has chances to play. If he's on the pitch 1 minute or 90 minutes, he has to show us. That's simple.
Can I take you back to the disruption, Orient? Will you automatically play the same team that was going to play at Orient in Macedonia, or is it not that simple? And if it's not that simple, why not? And what are your thoughts on the whole testing procedure when you see what happened at West Ham last night?
The team that was supposed to play last night is different than the team that plays tomorrow. The main reason is we played Sunday against Southampton, and one thing is Sunday, Tuesday, another thing is Sunday, Thursday. So it's a normal situation for a football player of this level to play Sunday, to have 3 days rest, and to play again on Thursday. Normal. It's not normal to play Sunday and to play Tuesday. So obviously the teams are going to be different. The main reason is health and conditions to perform. Is the Europa League a competition that we want very, very much to go to the group phase? Yes, it is. I think from my experience, and even you without experience on my chair, but as a journalist, you can perfectly feel that is much more difficult, this knockout, than the group phase of 4 teams and 6 matches, because the 6 matches give us a little space of mistake. For example, at United, we lost 2 matches in the group phase. We won 4 and we progress. So we cannot take many risks with these matches, and even playing with a very strong team like we did in Bulgaria, we were 15 minutes away from a defeat and being knocked out. In relation to the Carabao Cup, my initial feeling was, when people doesn't respect us, why should we respect the competition? But in the end, is a competition where I have an history. Tottenham has an history. Was the last trophy that Tottenham won, and is a competition where we think we have the same rights as all the others to try to compete. But basically, is that. And in relation to testing and COVID and all this situation, so many contradictions that I don't want myself to go into this world of contradictions. I see so many contradictions, the way different countries react to it, the way football authorities in different countries react to it. There's so many contradictions that honestly, I just do what I'm told to do, and I don't want to get into that.
Jose, can I just ask you one more about Dele, please, if I may? Do you see him staying beyond the transfer window after the transfer deadline shuts? And also, obviously, you know, you've been so successful in the past in kind of, I don't know, some tough love in basically in getting, you know, showing players some tough love, whether that's taking them out of the team to get them back into teams in the past. You know, are you confident that Dele can respond and will respond, and you can push on with him going forward?
There is a tendency now of when a player performs or the player doesn't perform, to give responsibilities on coaches, and some because they gave him the right love, some because they gave him the right stick. I always feel that 99% of the responsibility is the player. I have 1%. Me and my staff and the people that works with the players every day, we have 1% of that responsibility. Is 99% belongs to them.
Hi, Jose. I thought in the All or Nothing documentary, one of the strongest scenes was when you sat down with Dele and told him about how quickly time goes. And 1 minute you're 20, the next you're 56.
I'm tired of Amazon. I'm tired of Amazon, and I'm not tired of Dele because he's a great kid. But I'm tired of questions of Dele Alli.
To make this a non-Amazon question.
Okay. Well, Fergie told you at Manchester United he was the one player that you want. Sorry?
That was Amazon related again.
Well, it's a matter of fact that Fergie told you when you were at Manchester United that he was the one player that he told you to go out and sign for United. Would he say that about Dele now? And if not, why not?
I don't know. You have to ask Sir Alex. And Ole, if Sir Alex had the same opinion to Ole.
Jose, hello. It's just one on Orient. Orient want the match replayed because they say they don't want to be punished for having positive tests. So can it be replayed, or will you get a buy? What's going to happen with that, and what's your thoughts on that?
I have no idea. I was ready to play yesterday. Not happy, but I process our calendar. I process my bad feelings in relation to the unfair schedule that we got, and I was ready to play yesterday. We didn't, and now I'm ready to play tomorrow. I don't know, nothing else.
Hello, boss. This is the unique opportunity for me to ask you a question. I have two questions and one favor. Probably after the victory in Bulgaria, you immediately had a statement that it will be difficult in Macedonia as well. Have you already started with that psychological preparation of your team? That is the first question. The second one is, does Jose Mourinho have plans one day to become national coach of Portugal or any national team? And the third one is favor. I have to ask you something on behalf of my father. First, two greetings you from him, but he is now in heaven. And one of the occasion when he was very sick told me if I ever have opportunity to see you, to ask to picture with you. because he was always told me to me and raised me like you, head coach any team, like psychological and like winning on losing and things like that, and have massive respect, my father, for you. And if you allow me to picture with you, I will that picture frame it and put in his eternal resting place. So if the match well good for you and your team, would you allow me to do that?
Thank you so much. The picture has nothing to do with the result. The picture is done. We do it. If you can meet us before the game, or you can meet us in the hotel, maybe easier. If it is after the game, is after the game. There is nothing to do with results. So my pleasure to do the picture for you, and my honor to your father, and respect that he feels so strong about me. I don't deserve that, but I thank you so much for that.
I see sorry, Jose. I see one time my father cry. That was the moment that you was coaching Chelsea, and when Iniesta scored 90-minute winner Champions League goal. That was the only time that in my life that I see my father was crying.
The other two questions,
Psychological preparation.
Yeah, no, it's not psychological preparation. It's my experience in football. Many years. In fact, today I celebrate the 20th anniversary of my career. It was today, 20 years ago, that I played my first match. And I have lots of experience, and I played Europa League recently, and I know that these teams that nobody knows in the top world football, they can be very dangerous. They are much better than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. So the same way it was difficult in Plovdiv, I was ready to have difficulty in Romania or difficulty in Macedonia. So I knew that would be always difficult, and I want the players to feel that, and that's the reason why I take all the best possible players and team, exactly to show that respect for a knockout that is always dangerous. And yes, I want to do a national team. Not yet. I want to do by the end of my career. I want to have that experience of doing a World Cup, an Euro, that short competition, that emotion of that short competition is something that I would like to do. Is Portugal the country where I would like to do it? By one side, yes, because it's my heart, but I think it's more difficult too when you coach the country that you love and the country that you were born. But for sure, I will do a national team in 20 years. But I still have 20 more years to coach clubs.